Okay. So I usually just always take here. Because I don't know exactly why not. See, this is usually how this always goes. Now, whether it goes to a5 or back, it'll just come down to it. See, I don't really care about that queen being there. I think usually what I do is I just continue.
Yeah, so far so good.
Like that.
I like d4.
And then I'll just see what the opponent does. I'll just see. Okay. Let's see what's good here. Let's go ring these two squares.
Yeah, now white should just keep developing here. Knight f3, bishop c4, bishop d2 is also fine.
I'm not too happy with. I'll just do this. I think this is fine. Reason being, I don't want to push my f pawn onto f4 because after castling, that's going to give me way too little defense. I feel like, and it makes me uncomfortable. So I'm not doing that.
I like that we avoided f4.
Yeah, I think that's fine.
What's the trick with b4, guys? I don't really like. What's the trick there? Or what tricks is white playing for? Maybe I'll show him off stream. Hey, play this tricky move.
See, that opens up the bishop, and the bishop onto b4 is not too great. Is it though? They take knight, I take with pawn, they take with check, and I just gotta put my bishop onto d2. What do they win? Not much. And the rook is defended that way. But just in case, because there's probably some sneaky trickery, I'm just gonna do that in advance. Just so nothing can land on b4. And there's not going to be some crazy stuff happening.
Not the most active move. Because
and I'll just continue with my normal development.
Especially because bishop can go to b4.
Get the bishop on f1 out of the way and just castle and be safe and be satisfied.
I probably would have preferred bishop d2. Yeah, black could go bishop b4 anyway, which is kind of funny. But even, I mean, in response to bishop b4, the point is white can just play bishop d2. So I would say this is not a huge threat. All right, c5. Let's see how we deal with this one.
So if I go e3 with my bishop, it's not that bad, and I'll just let them take it. I think e3. If I just let them take it, it's also not that bad. If I do this first, it creates the escape square, and now if I go onto e3, knight onto g4 is not a thing, so that bishop is going to stay there. Yeah. They take, I take, they take, I take. Don't see an issue, and now I can do this, right?
Yeah, solid so far. Maybe a little slow with these moves.
B2
like
is
A3, H3.
not protected. That is the one thing I need to remember.
We're not developing.
Plus, B2 is protecting the knight, so moving it up also won't do the trick. So what would be the ideal thing to deal with that? Not too sure. I'm just going to focus on castling first unless I see some threat incoming, I think. I'm paying attention to this little queen over here. I'm not going to get mated again.
Yeah, being a little defensive, right? But it's hard at this level, guys. It's hard.
Yeah, I think the knights are just like stuck where they are, right? The knights are barely usable right now of them. So I think it's quite good. I'm not against this position. I think this is going quite all right.
Free pawn? Definitely not. Definitely not. Pawn on c5 is...
Pay attention to some dumb move like
defended.
b6 with the queen or something like that. To be like, nah, I'm going to take a free pawn. I wouldn't actually know what to do against that. Just push the pawn. I can then, because the knight is not being attacked. Oh. Okay. I think with that one, I'll just simply move to e2 with my bishop. So the bishop is going to come to a6, right? But I'll just not take that. I'll just do this, castle, protect it with my queen. So bishop to a6, can't take it, because if I take, his queen takes, queen prevents me from castling. Is there any cool move I can do after he does that? Not really.
Yeah, I like bishop b5
So,
there.
at least.
Definitely. Forcing black to defend with bishop d7.
Yeah. And I'll just
stopping
castle.
bishop a6.
Right? They'll take, I'll just take with queen, or I'll take with, yeah, I'll just take with queen.
Yeah, but this is totally fine. I think white has totally normal position.
Is there anything I'll lose after that? I don't think so. I'll lose control over the d4 pawn. But the knight's still defending it. I think I can. Just don't take it. If I take it, the queen has a lot of vision. All I gotta do is just not take it. Although the bishop is annoying there.
Who's better? I would say it's close to equal.
Got my stuff out there.
But I like that white's castle then, more developed. Black still needs to finish their development before we can say black is truly equalized. An interesting tactic would be if he takes on d4. Black plays like rook d8 or something.
Now the advantage is now that
c6.
bishop is protected yet again.
All right, knight d4 played.
They'll take with knight.
Knight on c6 is hanging.
They'll take with knight, right? They're not. If they
I like that he's
castle now,
thinking about the opponent's
it's a good move for them. I take. They take my queen. I take their queen. They take my rook. I take their rook.
Well, calculation is very good.
Yeah, that's better for me. So if they castle, that's fine.
Calculation's on point. Yeah.
If they don't castle, I'll still win a knight, unless it gets defended. And if they take, I'll take with the bishop. Yeah.
Yeah, on d4, I would take with the queen, I think. I'm not sure if it's a big deal, but yeah, knight d4, bishop takes d4, rook d8 is a little bit annoying, the pin. I think white should be okay there, but you have to find some accurate moves. So yeah, knight takes d4. Ooh, that's not good.
What am I missing here? I take with my knight. Huh? Why can't I just take that? What am I missing?
Hopefully he does without burning too much time.
Okay, hold on. I have more time. I take with my knight. It unprotects the bishop, but the bishop is being attacked by only one thing, so it's not a threat.
I think he's going to figure it out.
I can just take that, right? Am I crazy? Right.
I really like that
Okay,
he
well,
took,
now the
but
question
also
is, if I take
he spent his time
knight,
there.
they take queen, I take queen, they take, I take. I'm actually happier with that because that prevents them from castling long, right?
Yeah, save a lot. That is very common, but I think that's a good fear to have.
No, actually, I can't do that, I think.
We should try to trust the opponent.
That also prevents castling from long. If I would have taken, we had queen b4, protecting the bishop on e2, and also attacking my knight after I took. And that seemed a bit scary.
Good find, yeah.
I think this isn't that bad either.
He was
'cause I'll just
thinking
go
if
here.
here, black has this move. And maybe white is still like, okay, like knight d4, but it's still like, he wants to
No,
avoid that, which is
bishop
fine.
onto d6 is probably coming.
Oh,
Yeah.
nicely spotted.
But don't I just have this?
Yeah, this game's like night and day. Absolutely crushing it.
If not, I could have pushed g pawn. I'm not hanging it this time. I'm not hanging it this time. It's not happening again. It's not happening again.
I get the yelling now. I've never watched Fundy stream, but I kind of get it.
See, what can he move to still protect the bishop? c5? c5 is the only one, right? After c5, I have b4, right? And that makes sure that that bishop is mine, right? Oh. If I take with queen, I can then threaten the knight. If I take with bishop, we have rook onto d8, which is scary. I think I'll take with queen then.
Very good reasoning. Absolutely.
Because rook d8 is annoying.
Just simple and solid. You don't want to
If I have
spend a
a
ton of
bishop.
time here. He's got
Because
good
now I have to do something
leading
stupid,
clock.
like getting the knight involved onto some stupid spot, and that'll be scary. And I'll just move back, right? Actually, I'm up a lot. I can try and force trades.
And
But how would I
knight
do
d4 is
that?
fine. Knight b5 looks good here.
But how would I do that?
Rook d1 makes sense. Bishop e5. Lots of good moves.
Could you put a rook behind it? I can go onto e5.
No, knight
forces his
e4 is
queen to
good
move.
because his queen is kind of
Where will
tied
his
down
queen
to
go?
the knight.
No idea. We'll figure it out.
Queen e5 is solid. Just trying to trade.
G6 maybe? I would assume G6. Okay. Or just take it. This is just super beneficial for me, right?
Yeah. Two pieces
Question is,
up.
where do I go now?
Should convert.
Just go G3. And then bring out a rook. Onto D. And hope that he... Okay. So if we do this now, we have the open file, and I'll happily trade. Okay, quick move. If I go here, hold on. If I go there,
yeah, it feels underrated. Like when he's focusing and like really thinking through his moves, like he plays much higher than 1250. So,
oh, I have a dirty move. I think this is very, very cheeky.
I like knight d4. Very nice.
Because if the
Hitting
pawn
the
gets
weakness.
pushed onto f4, I have e6, and that threatens the rook. So the rook has to move, right? Oh, but you can just move down. Yeah, it's not that good.
No, it's still a good move.
Okay.
I think he just hasn't seen it too far, but
Oh,
yeah, black is black is down 2 pieces, so it's hard to give black advice. Yeah, now we can just take.
what?
Just a check. Very
What is
quick.
happening?
Very quick.
And now we're forcing a rook trade, right? No matter what happens.
I love it. I love that he just wants to trade rooks, just simplify.
And I'll just
Easy cleanup.
go here, and I'll just bring my king out. Okay, well, now we just go here. And then we'll trade. And I'll go here, and I just win the pawn. Just don't stalemate.
Good. He knows the danger.
Okay, he can always go down still. If I go here, he can still go down. And you will, because pushing the pawn is okay. That.
Super fast, super solid.
Mate?
Made in 1.
Yeah.
Nice game, dude. Very
And
solid.
I didn't hang mate. Yes.
No, dude, you crushed it. That was fantastic.
Thank you.
Let's take a look. No, really, really solid. Everyone's saying you're way underrated based on that game.
Pog.
Actually, people also want to know: did you play chess as a kid when you were younger?
Nope.
When did you learn?
A little bit after PogChamps 1, I think.
Wow. Okay.
I don't know exactly how long ago that is.
Not that long ago. That's pretty fast.
But I was always a fan of like puzzles. Mm-hmm. So once I figured out that there were like chess puzzles, I did grind the hell out of that like pretty much every day because I find them very fun. I love puzzles.
Yeah. No, it shows, man. Your calculation there was on point. Really good. Let's talk about a few details. I think there are a few things we can say, but for the most part, like if you can just play like this, I would say you have really good chances in the tournament. Like really, really good.
Thank you.
Because you're focused, and on your opponent's turn, you were like thinking about which moves they could play that are actually scary, like kind of tactical, and you're already starting to think a little bit about how you would respond, which saves time. Because then once they play the move, you're like already ready to meet it.
I think I mainly did win because they blundered twice.
Yeah.
Right. They blundered 2 pieces.
Right.
And then once I was like +6, I just started try and trade as much as I can.
Yeah, the technique was good. You just simplified super fast, and then endgame technique was good. You were concerned with stalemate, which is very important because that happens a lot. Because people forget about it. They're like, okay, I'm up a million pieces, the game is over, and then boom, 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 pre-move, pre-move, stalemate.
Yeah.
So that's good that that's always in the back of your mind when you're totally winning, like just don't stalemate. And also your handling of the increment was very good. So like even if you're down to like 1 minute, but you have a total, like if you had that extra rook position with like 30 seconds, I think you would have been totally fine. So it's good that
I didn't much pay attention to my time. I just at one point saw I had 6 minutes and the opponent had 4. That's the one time I looked at it. I didn't much pay attention to time. I actually have no clue how much time I had.
So you're not actively aware then during the game.
Well, obviously, like in the corner of my eye, I would see when it hits like 3 or 2 or 1 minute, right? But as long as it doesn't, like pretty much, I without paying attention, if I notice that my opponent takes just as much time or maybe even longer, then I don't worry about it, because from that you can make out that you have more time, right? I don't actively look like, okay, I have 8 minutes, okay, I have 7 minutes, 6 minutes. I don't much pay attention to that.
Okay, gotcha. It could
it's only when I feel like, oh, this move has taken me long to process. How much time would I have left? But I didn't really have that this game.
Gotcha. Yeah, as long as you have some kind of like internal clock going, that's good. Because you don't want to like fall asleep. You're down to like 1 minute, even thinking for like 3-4 minutes. But I mean, in that game and in the first game, your time management I thought was very reasonable. Like you weren't. Second game, I don't think you were ever lower on time. In first game, you were at most like 30 seconds less. So it was, totally good. Are you back on the analysis board?
Yep, I can see it.
Okay, great. This opening is called the Scandinavian, or Scandi for short. I like what you did here, just getting your knight out with tempo. Definitely a good move. Then taking the center, knight f3, e6. And okay, so this was the first move where maybe we have like a lot of other options here that might be kind of more aggressive.
Yeah.
I know you're worried about bishop b4, but let's just take a look. Let's say you develop your bishop and then they play bishop b4. How can you deal with this threat at this moment?
Well, you can do bishop onto d2, right?
Yeah, exactly. You neutralize the pin, and if they take back with the bishop, again the queen has to move. Your pieces are developed. Really, no issues for white here. Right. And if they don't take, one day you can play a3 to encourage them.
Right. What if they do? Hold on. If they put their knight on e4, we take knight. They take. We take. They take. Yeah, it's not that bad. I think. Yeah, I think that's okay. Right. I think we're actually up.
It's great for you. Yeah.
Yeah. You take. They take. Yeah.
You take this one, and bishop is defended. So it's like, they really just can't hit you with anything here. So maybe we were, let's say, a little bit cautious with this. Funny thing is actually,
I don't know. The previous game scarred me. I was scarred.
Right.
Terrified.
Which I think is kind of a good thing. I found like people often play their best chess when they're like slightly nervous, because it means you're very careful. You're appreciating what the opponent wants to do. But you're also able to stay objective and find good moves. Yeah. Funny thing is actually black could have made this move anyway if they wanted. Because
thanks for the game's Fundy.
This guy.
Sorry, the guy is in chat right now. I'm just giving him a little thumbs up.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, thanks Best137 for the training games. So yeah, black actually could have done this one anyway, because like the rook on a1 is undefended.
Yeah, that's true.
And then anyway, you would go here, and black would have to make a decision. But okay, honestly not a huge deal. So black goes c5, and then h3. I think not.
That was just completely to immobilize the knight.
Yeah. I mean, I definitely get it. Like if you play here, then you do get it with knight g4, and this is kind of annoying.
That's exactly why I played it, because I wanted to do that.
So
I think I did play bishop to e3 after that, right?
yeah, that was your next move.
Yeah. Okay.
So this at least is very consistent, which I think is good. We don't want to like make one move and then change our plan the next move and then so on. Unless the opponent does something weird and we do have to adjust, in which case, by all means. But no, your development here was very good. I mean, again, we could play more aggressively, like maybe bishop b5 here, just attacking the knight. And then black plays something like bishop d7. And then you can castle, and it's okay, a little bit more active, but honestly what you did, very solid. And ultimately, this game wasn't won or lost in the opening. It was really just the tactics. The opponent hung something first, we took it, and we didn't hang anything back, basically. Okay, here I noticed, you did something fantastic. You were calculating this move, or maybe rook d8. And you saw that you can just take on c6.
Yep.
Which is great. A lot of players, they see the pin, they get nervous, but it shows me like your calculation is very accurate when you're like really focusing it. Because you calculated this perfectly. Like you take the queen, and they can take on f1. You can recapture here somehow, and you're absolutely fine.
Yeah.
This was well done. And then knight e4. Well, you were confused at first, I know, but I think that's a good thing. Like if your opponent hangs something, we want to
always see if it's not a sacrifice, right?
Yeah, exactly. Like we want to kind of like trust the opponent, but it's like trust but verify. Is you want to assume they have some kind of idea, because often they will have some trick or something they're aiming for, but it's not always going to work. And so it's very important just to stay objective. And you didn't spend too much time here. You took the piece. And I mean, honestly, I have no notes beyond that. I mean, you crushed it with bishop f4. This was great. And
thank you.
Then we took the piece. We started trading. Like all your logic here was absolutely rock solid. Really, like I have not much to offer here. I think you just played a great game.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah. So nice job. I got to run here in just a sec.
Sure.
But yeah, let me just say next couple of days, my recommendation would be just try to play more rapid games, especially with the increment. Analyze the games, either with the player, you can use the engine as well, try to see where maybe you could have done something better, or maybe you missed some tactics or opponent missed some tactics. Definitely solve some puzzles leading up to the event so that you're in good form. And I think you have really great chances. Do you have any questions?
Thank you. No, I don't. Do you believe in me?
Dude, 100%.
Awesome.
I mean,
very cool.
I'm not familiar with like everyone in your bracket, but like your tactics are very solid. Your openings are good. You're not like making random crazy moves.
Right.
You're not playing for like tricks where you're like hoping your opponent does something and then you'll like catch them. Like your moves just have like a sound logic to them. You're improving your pieces. You're castling. I think it's just a matter of form. If you can like focus during your games, pay attention to the opponent's threats, and kind of remain calm, I think you're definitely way underrated.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Well, cool.
So
best of luck. Yeah.
Thank you. Have a good day.
Thanks, man. We'll be rooting for you.
Awesome.
Yeah. All the best. Have a good one.
All right. Cheers. Bye.